Okay, if you really want to be in the background, then it's okay, but it's my video. And today I'm gonna teach you how to stretch for tricking. Okay, so let's look at this long and really intense stretching session I had. So, when you stretch for tricking, I think it's a good idea to combine dynamic stretching, mobility training and static stretching. And you should do them in kinda this order, because that's kind of what you do at your tricking sessions. Tricking in itself is kinda dynamic stretching. If you know what you are doing, you don't have a long static stretching session before your tricking session. This is because you really don't want to relax your muscles before you apply a lot of force on them and use them for fast contracting movements like tricks. Dynamic stretches really prepare your muscles for deep stretches afterwards, and here is how I would do it. First, you warm up with something that feels nice to you and then proceed in the dynamic stretching. And for me it's foam rolling and squats. They really warm up my muscles. Don't do them till exhaustion, but do them so that your heart rate gets a bit elevated and so that you feel warm when you start with your dynamic stretches. I like to do circuits of 4 to 7 different exercises, which are dynamic stretches and mobility exercises. And I rest just a little between each set, and then I have a little bit longer rest after one circuit is done. And okay, let's explain why these exercises. Simply because they are the positions you need to be able to be during your tricks. At least if you trick like me and use all kinds of different tricks and try to do them cleanly. Also, these exercises not only help you being more flexible at these positions, but you also are a lot better being able to lift your legs into these positions when you do the tricks. And because if you do just static stretching, you are just letting kind of the gravity do all the work and you get down to splits or something like that. But you gotta learn how to contract the muscles to really raise the legs properly up and keep them apart from each other. Okay, so when I do this kind of dynamic flexibility circuits, the first circuit is always very light. I'm not even trying to push my range of motion to its max or like at all. I'm just contracting my muscles kinda lightly and feeling where I feel the tightness and trying to really warm up that. And what I have learned is that you don't really want to push yourself too hard too early during your session. And this is because first of all you are not able to get as much flexibility potential out of yourself, and second, you get more sore and the risk of injury is so much increased in this situation. So first circuit, very light, feel the muscles working, feel where you feel tight, and just do the exercises but don't push yourself. Okay, so then we get to the second circuit after a small rest after the first one. And during the second circuit, the idea is to get your body ready for the third and last circuit, where you really push yourself hard, as close to your max as possible. But the second circuit is kinda not that hard, but still you're pushing yourself more than on the first circuit when you are still like warming up. So here you are kinda preparing your body for the third one. And just a warning, if you got pre-existing injuries or you are feeling very sore still after your warm-up and the 2 circuits you have done, don't go for the third one, or don't at least push yourself as hard as you can on that one. Your risk of injury can be very high at this state, so better to not do that. So on the third circuit I'm really pushing myself at all the movements I do here. I'm resting a little bit more between the sets. That is because I want to do all the movements really explosively or to the max potential that I can do them. And you can see I'm really working hard to get those legs so much apart from each other as possible. And why do I do these moves in circuits and not like 3 sets of each? It's because in this way I don't have to rest as much between the sets. All the moves kind of work different ranges of motions, but they are still helping each other. For example, if you open up your hips with the side leg lift, it's gonna also help you with the back leg lift, and vice versa. What I have learned from doing strength training is that you really wanna do high volume and rest between your sets. Resting lets your muscles adapt and lose tension created during your sets. And the resting helps so much that you get much more deeper than if you would have skipped the resting period. When you reach like the really uncomfortable stretching range, you should stop. Stop and rest and let your body adapt. Then come back into the stretch slowly, but you can almost guaranteed feel that you get deeper than on your first set. Stretching this way takes a bit more time, but definitely yields to much better results. And stretching is like really similar to strength training. You are trying to progressively overload your muscles to do more work, get deeper to the stretch, get more range of motion, handle more loads, handle more volume. And also you should treat these big stretching sessions like strength training sessions. You can't do these every single day. For example, you can do bodyweight squats every single day. They are not hard for your body. But if you are gonna do weighted squats with heavy loads on your back, you definitely are not gonna do those every single day and not suffer consequences. Stretching sessions like this should be done 1 to 3 times per week. Sure, you can stretch every single day, but really these big sessions where you are really stressing your body with these stretches, you gotta let your body recover in between the days you are doing these. If you are not tricking at the moment, it's perfectly fine to do like 3 times per week. But if you're tricking hard, like 3 times per week, don't try to add 3 times more sessions like this. If you can handle that, then yeah, sure, but most of us aren't gonna handle. You must be able to recover from the session you had before to make progress. Also, when you're doing static stretches, take your time with the stretch. Really, first I go into the stretch, I really don't even feel any kind of like pain or discomfort even. Still I rest after this kind of little stretch, and then I do it again with a little bit more intensity, and then I rest again, and then I go and do a little bit more still.